His stare brown ice. He held his brother's gaze. "Take what you want from a woman, then forget her." Carver's mouth was a cold, contemptuous curve, one dark brow raised. "You can always leave her a shilling for her services. You can be sure it is more than she will be paid by any man in Doe Bank or any place else in Wednesbury." "Those other men including yourself, no doubt?" The smile remaining, Carver gave a half nod. "Should I stoop so low as to acquaint myself with a woman from that end of the social scale, then I would deem a shilling to be a high price to pay." "So social scale has a bearing on morality?" Paul asked, allowing his feelings to freeze his words. "On mine, no." Carver's smile widened. "But on my immorality, then definitely yes. I take a little more care in the choosing of those with whom I share my bed." "Making no preference as to whether or not they be another man's wife." "You have been most observant, brother. It would have been churlish of me to refuse. But there, I must not name the lady." "Lady!" The word burst furiously from Paul as he watched his brother sink easily into a leather armchair. "You call Cara Holgate a lady. I think a better term would be whore. The only difference between her and the lowest woman of the streets is the clothes she wears." Leaning back in his chair, Carver watched the anger play over his brother's face. Paul did not often cross verbal swords with him. That wench must have a stronger hold than he'd thought. "That is a distinction I cannot make." He crossed one leg over the other, the languorous deception of it hiding deep irritation. "You see, I have not indulged myself with a woman of the streets, but it appears you have. How else could you make the comparison? I know the woman at the lower end of the scale, but who, I wonder, is the counterbalance." "There is no counterbalance." Paul felt the blood drive furiously through his veins. "No." Carver ran a finger along the immaculate crease of his grey cashmere trousers. "There is only Emma, the daughter of a coal miner. Tut, tut, dear brother. I hardly call that experience enough on which to base a judgment." "I don't need the experience of the likes of Cara Holgate to make my judgment or my choice." "Maybe not." Carver's smile disappeared, his brows pulling together as his foot found the floor. "And you don't need a slut of a miner's daughter for a wife. I have told you, forget Emma Price." "You have told me." Eyes burning, his whole body tense, Paul glared at the figure still seated in the comfortable chair. "And that is supposed to be an end to it, is it? Master Paul must be a good boy. Master Paul must not ask for things his brother has said he cannot have. That is how it has been for 9 years, Carver. My whole life dictated by you, my very thoughts ruled by your decree. But not any more. You will not tell me what I can or cannot do. From now on, I am my own man, Carver. I will make my own decisions, and one of them is to marry Emma." Holding tight to the anger that strained the leash of patience, Carver chose instead to smile, the same infuriatingly mocking smile that proved such an efficient weapon against his brother whenever he tried to assert himself. Looking at him now, eyes cold as black ice held none of the smile but all of the mockery. "As always, Paul, you do not have things quite right. I only hope the next 12 months will see a change for the better, that by the time you take your place in the Felton business you will have learned to think things through more clearly. But," Carver lifted his shoulders in an eloquent shrug, "until that change takes place, I will just have to continue to set you straight. You are not yet a man, regardless of the antics you may have performed with your Wednesbury trollop. Until you are of legal age, you will continue to do as I say. You will abide by my decisions, and it is my decision you have no more to do with that wench. You will not see her, speak to her, or in any way communicate with her." "You can't forbid." "Oh, but I can." Cutting quietly across Paul's furious interruption, Carver rose from his chair, the 2 inches of his superior height seeming more dominant as he moved towards the door. "I can forbid it, and I do. And you, dear brother, would be well advised to do exactly as I say."